All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakahakodash. Next, I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Lord's elect. To my left here is on X, one of Trump's posts, and it reads, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one. In Iran, there will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to that idol, President DJ Trump. Because, you know, as the scriptures tell you, all the gods of the nations and all the gods of you people are idols, but Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, hath made the heavens. All right, so this is Iran's response.
We sent them down. Rescue failed. Now you're losing clowns. No ceasefire. Watch this. Jet down. Trump screaming. Losing ground. Rescue mission. More birds gone. 48 hours. We said no. Carry on. Jet down. Lying wrong. Jet down. No ceasefire. We strike back all night long. You thought your F-15s on the sky. We locked on target, made 2 more fly. One crew rescue, one still lost in the dust. Rescue choppers running out of turn in the rust. From talking big, finish the job on TV. But every jet you send is a gift back to me. You beg for 48, thought we kneel and stop. We laughed in your face, keep taking the L, pop. Jet down. Trump screaming, losing ground. Rescue mission, more birds gone. 48 hours, we said no. Carry on. Jet down, lying wrong. Jet down.
Man, some beautiful times you live in now. We've told you through the power and spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the Lord has spoken a great evil against this place, Babylon, the great America. Isaiah 14 and verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, that's Emperor Trump right now, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and unhindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Yea, even the trees are going to rejoice when the Lord takes you devils down. And Iran, you a part of it. All you heathen getting ready to pay. Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee, and at thy coming it stirreth up the dead for thee. Even all the chief ones of the earth it hath raised up from their thrones, all the kings of the nations, and they shall, and this is the point, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms covered thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his rulership. He's in his heaven. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. I will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. You got these space stations, these satellites, these space weapons. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? You know, the Lord, he's spoken a great evil against you devils, you damn Edomites. Them top banging families, Esau, Edom, that's who we talking to. Nahum 3. Woe to the bloody city, because how'd you get America? Off the back of the Lord's people. Woe, woe, woe. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robberies. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. That's how much death the Lord is about to bring to this place. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nakedness The nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Right, because Trump is freaking out over the strait being closed, because he know that's gonna create complete chaos for you Babylonians, you Americans. But this is prophecy. It's why we're telling you Israelites to repent and turn back to Yahawashi. And the Lord's he's about to confirm the words of his servants and bring these calamities to pass. Isaiah 19 and verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians, America is spiritually known as Egypt, against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. That's civil war. City against city and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. You see, this is the Lord doing this. The Lord is destroying the counsel of you goddamn white men, of you the damn Edomites. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians, you Americans, you Babylonians, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, the Lord of hosts. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. The modern day pharaohs, Esau, Edom, from top banking families. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts hath purposed upon Egypt. America is spiritually known as Egypt. The princes of Zoan are fools, are become fools, Salakia. The princes of Nop are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. Verse 14 in NLT. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has sent a spirit of foolishness on them. So all their suggestions are wrong. They cause Egypt, America, to stagger like a drunkenness vomit. Verse 15. KJV, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, which he shaketh over it. 2 Ezra 15 verse 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, that's the unbelief of them, trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You see, the Lord ain't playing with this place, man. Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. America is spiritually known as Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Yeah, because that's the end all be all for Babylon, the great America. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's going to see a civil wars, race wars, class wars, economic woes. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. Right, government shutdowns. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for a great tribulation. Right, that famine is coming, that great tribulation is coming. And in the midst of all that anarchy and chaos, behold, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanon's, World War III. To turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. Who are the Lord's chosen? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So will I do also in recompense of their bosom. Thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi power. Let's get Isaiah. We'll start at 47 and verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Yeah, that's the harsh treatment you've given to the Lord's people. Look, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given the pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary. The Lord saying, y'all tired in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. Nobody's getting you out of this judgment. The Lord has spoken a great evil against this place. His war is going to keep escalating and escalating and escalating for all you heathen. Joel 3, the nations will be judged. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahawashi, so over there in the so-called Middle East, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Verse 3 in the NLT, they threw dice to decide which of my people will be their slaves. They traded boys to obtain prostitutes, and sold girls for enough wine to get drunk. So the Lord said in verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahawashi, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, is near in the valley of decision. Right. Let's get Revelation 16 and verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called, in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. When you break that word Armageddon down in the Hebrew, Salakia, in the Greek, I believe, it goes into mountain of troops. Salakia, I got a lot going on around me. It is in the Hebrew. It says it right there. He gathered them together into a place called, in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. When you break that word down, it goes into mountain of troops. Salakia, that's my bad. Let's see. Let's get Isaiah 13, and it reads, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, which is the prophets. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle. It's the Lord that's doing it. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Yeah, because those nuclear missiles, they belong to the Lord, because this war will go nuclear. Isaiah 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this war shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Let's get Joel 2, and it reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Right? It's going to be a day like never before seen. It's going to be a day of nuclear fire. Verse 3 is going into these missiles. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Verse 11, and Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Nobody. Let's get Isaiah 66 verse 15. It reads, for behold, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, will come with fire and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, shall be many. You see, the Lord ain't playing. Let's go to Jeremiah 25 verse 15. We're getting ready to end this off. We'll start at 15. For thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, God of Israel, unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Then took I the cup at Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's hand, and made all the nations to drink unto whom Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has sent me. Salakia. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. The Lord has a controversy with all you nations, including you rebellious Israelites. Micah 5 and verse 15, it reads, and I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Hey, the Lord is not playing. Repent, you Israelites. Turn back to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Let's get Zephaniah 1, and it reads, I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Hold thy peace at the presence of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Power for the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is at hand, for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hath prepared a sacrifice. He hath bid his guests. And it shall come to pass in the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. So all of you worshiping these false idols, y'all gonna be through, man. Let's go to 14. The great day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. You see, the Lord ain't playing. He ain't playing with nobody, man. I don't know if I got, matter of fact, let's get Psalms 137. Because Esau, Edom, them top banking families, the so-called white man, you the chief of the heathen. You got the top of that list. Remember, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, destroy it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. Right? The Lord has promised to prepare you devils unto blood. He's not playing. Ezekiel 35 is a prophesy against Mount Seir. Mount Seir is Esau, Edom. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Joel 3. It goes to the latter end, and it reads, Egypt, America is spiritually known as Egypt, shall be a desolation, and Edom, you see, another symbol for America, shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. How'd you get America? You slaughtered the Lord's people for it. But Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed. For Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi dwelleth in Zion. Isaiah 63, it tells you who is the main culprit. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments for Basra? Both are symbolic for America. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. The Lord is coming to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. That's just a visual of how much destruction the Lord is bringing. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Verse 4 in the NLT. For the time has come for me to avenge my people, to ransom them from their oppressors, right? The Holy One of Israel, our Redeemer. Matter of fact, let's we'll go one more. Micah 4 and verse 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon, America. There shalt thou be delivered. There Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. Verse 12 in the NLT. But they do not know Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's thoughts, or understand his plan. These nations don't know that he is gathering them together to be beaten and trampled like sheaves of grain on a threshing floor. You see? One more. Zephaniah 3 and verse 8 tells you, man, this is the Lord's war. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You see, the Lord ain't playing. This is the Lord's war. He's mustering the host of battle. Shalom, repent.